The ball was lifted, and they get the penalty corner, but the long ball down the middle was very nearly successful because Curley just stayed in the circle. Back into Duthie. Curley waiting, so is Clark. Curley, yes! Very, very good penalty corner. Sweeping shot from Curley. Clark. Good defensive covering. Purchase, couldn't get through. Clark, Curley. Off the feet of Nolte, but players allowed to continue, and surely there was obstruction. There was indeed by David Ward. Sheer physical presence of Curley was causing major problems. Now, can he do it again? Clean stop, yes! 4-all. Slightly different style. Lifted up, but still quite a long back lift. Twelve and a half minutes on the clock. Clark. Living a little dangerously, but successfully. Well held by Jim Duthie. In the end, he had to get the free push in his favour. But he lifted it. Larry Tredgett to David Ward. Ward unsure whether to go forward or not. Tredgett in two minds. Duthie biding his time. That's to Clark. This is useful. Yes! Beautifully done. Great deal of credit to Duthie, who held up the play. And you'll notice that they've got a man who ran right to left across the circle, who I think was Thomas, and that helped to create the opening, which Clark made full use of, to put Southgate in front at 5-4. There's Thomas again, but didn't get a touch off anybody, so it doesn't count, of course, as a goal. You can only score from within the circle. Duthie. Very thoughtful player he is. Good push just outside the circle for control of the feet, or hitting the feet. Pick in. Penalty corner for feet again. And the Firebrands have somewhat fallen apart, but the penalty corner was not taken quickly enough. So the umpire turns it round the other way and gives it to Firebrands. Nicholson. At the moment. And here's Carl Ward. And he gets the penalty corner as the ball rebounded off the feet. And that's where three of their goals have come, from penalty corners. Under 6 minutes left. Purchase. Yes! 5-all. Man on the line was in great fear. Picken trying so hard to get out of the way and get the ball away. Couldn't do so. Nicholson. Good clearance, turned into a good pass. industry comes to nothing because he in the end obstructed. Southgate only 2 off the bottom in the two-man indoor league, trying to get their first final. What a brilliant goal by Sean Curley. The indoor game hasn't been their style. They've been hugely successful outdoors. But this man's decided tonight to turn it on, and Sean Curley puts Southgate back in front. And well served by Curley and by Duthie, and by the goalkeeper then. Great save by David Owen. Certainly deserving the title of Faceless Wonder there. But the penalty corner results. Oh! Duthie couldn't do it on the line. Goal scored by Gary Tredgett. Straight into the feet of Stephen Batchelor. Really has been a tremendous semi-final. First one side and then the other taking the advantage. Penalty corner. Southgate down 4-2 at half-time. Pulling it back. Leading 5-4, leading 6-5. And here it is at 6-all with just over 3 minutes left on a penalty corner to the Firebrands. Purchase poised. I think that was shot anyway from outside the circle. But it didn't matter. Batchelor. Batchelor thought he was obstructed. It's given the other way. Carl Ward, the England indoor coach. Curley took it beautifully and takes the... Oh, he's a bit unlucky there. It was the other way, says the umpire. But there's a real determination from Southgate to make it to the final at long last. Here's Batchelor. Firebrands have played probably better together as a team. We've seen great things from Duthie, from Curley, and an attempt there from Batchelor. So it should be said from Nick Clark, who's been one of the stars of the team. Seconds ticking away. You can see the clock in the far corner there. 1 minute 32 remaining. Here's Organ. The feet of Nicholson. Duthie. If it's level at the end of the 30 minutes, we have a penalty stroke competition. Poor clearance by Curley. Nicholson. And that's given us a penalty corner. It was outside the circle, but deliberate obstruction by Sean Curley. We're into the last minute. Curley keen to get on with it. And keen to see Richard Purchase miss out. Good blocking. No illegal blocking by Clark. Charged with body and feet. Curley suggesting that he got there with his stick. But the umpire judging that if he did so, then he slashed with the stick, and it may be that that's why the penalty corner has been given. Another chance for the Firebrand. 22 seconds and counting on the clock. Southgate can't wait to start again. Duthie gets a little bit too keen. We're into the last 10 seconds, and it looks as though Richard Purchase's strike is going to take the Firebrands to their second final. Southgate are not going to do it. The Firebrands from Bristol have made the final in a riveting semi-final. 7-6 the victory. As Carl Ward, the England coach, turns in triumph. They are through to meet Tulse Hill, but what a match.
Good match, wasn't it? By that just one goal they go through. The Bristol side, yes indeed, they meet Tulse Hill in the final, and we can pick that action up now with Barry Davies.
Is this the lineup which will take the Indoor Cup out of London for the first time? The Firebrands of Bristol are playing in their second final. They've lived up to their name with good team play and hugely successful finishing from penalty corners, with Richard Purchase scoring no fewer than 5 times. Their opponents, Tulse Hill, create a record by being in their 6th final. They also have worked well on their team play and have, in Richard Clark, a man who scored even more. His strike record as he goes into the final is 6. Umpires for the final, Roger Webb on the far side and Roger Deere on the near side. Tulse Hill in red, and the ball up in the air. So quickly taken, the free push. They must beat the umpire's whistle. And here is the first penalty corner. Certainly after a couple of really good semi-finals, particularly the one involving the Firebrands when they beat Southgate 7-6. As a result of them, we have 2 indoor sides in the final who really specialise and have made their name in that event. And Purchase's first attempt goes past the far post. Had to drag the ball into the circle. Barclay's clearance, not a good one. Final, like the previous matches, 15 minutes each way. But both sides pacing themselves. Nolte, well, he diced a bit, and it was feet just on the edge of the circle. Kim Clark, Gladman. Kim Clark. And he was obstructed. Penalty corner. So first chance for Dick Clark to add to his tally. 6 from the previous, but not that time. Kim Clark. Penalty corner again for the obstruction. Tulse Hill on their way to this finals night beat Reading, Teddington, last year's runners-up, Sheffield and the Bordenians. Dick Clark ready again, and this time makes it. The 7th goal of the evening, first of the final, and again, sweetly played. Organ. He's worked that well, and he gets, I think, somewhat what he was playing for, the penalty corner. Prefer it from this side when Robert Hill is going to be the striker, which he is now. Great stuff on the line by Kim Clark. It's a very fine judgment by the umpire as to whether the ball was knocked forward or directly down. Should be the latter. Organ. Firebrands beginning to find their feet a little bit, though, I think. We had a quiet opening, not making the best of their opportunities, but they've got to stop this man somehow. Push out. Organ. Andy Parker really rather wanted too long then. This is Nicholson. Gladman. Really, that was for stick tapping again. Nicholson well forward. So mind you, no offside in this type of hockey indoors. Clive Barclays, 26 years old, bank clerk, fittingly enough. Mistake by the England coach. Oh, and very nearly made to pay for it. For Kim Clark. Totally lost possession, and Clark's flick just past the far post. And we only have one goal between the teams. And one goal to show on the score sheet. Scored predictably by Dick Clark, and it gives Tulse Hill the half-time lead. Well, certainly there's a great deal of support for the club from Bristol. But they start the second half behind. They would want to pick the pace up a little bit, if they can, at the end of a long evening. It's a good start from Nicholson, going at people. And penalty corner given for stick tapping. Nicholson, who's also had a good evening, has taken over as England captain from Dick Clark. By Purchase, we've got a knock on the bridge of the nose. Ward. Slight change of tactics there. The ball actually delivered to Gary Tredgett for the flick wide to Purchase, which didn't come off. Firebrands have produced nothing from 5 short corners, from 5 penalty corners. That's in marked contrast with their performance in the semi-finals when they only missed 1. Good try. It was Nurse. Ward on the counter. Well, it's absolutely right. I must say, I agree with the umpire then, because Clark went back with him and just seemed to be biding his time for the tackle. So in the end, you could understand why the umpire said he deliberately put it out, although I must say, around me, 1 or 2 people were shaking their heads at that verdict. It's Purchase, and it's 1-1. The sort of finishing that he showed in the semi-final. Gladman gets in penalty corner, the ball off the feet of Carl Ward. Gladman to Barclay to Clark. Good save. Oh, look at that for a tower of strength. Oh, battle of strength. And what's he going to give there? Well, we're actually going to see something which I suppose in these days in hockey is quite old-fashioned. We're going to see a bully. Sure, it's a right decision. The ball was trapped between the two sticks. Purchase against Clark, fittingly. Ah, they're at it again. And Purchase wins, but it actually touched his feet. So it's a penalty corner. The same trio in action. Gladman, Barclay, Clark. Good save once more. Clapp's had a super final. Really has played well. But feet again, and he's got to do it all over again. Something to talk about in his father's estate agency next week. Charge out. Oh, and he's done it once more. That's a word of congratulations from the England coach. And this, I should tell you, is a club that during the course of the indoor season has had a goalkeeping problem. Gary Clapp and Terry Hegarty haven't always had good days. Gary Clapp has certainly had one this evening. Under 3 minutes left. 3 minutes away from a penalty stroke decision. Purchase. Parker was waiting for the pass, it didn't come. Here's Dick Clark. Great control. Aldridge. Faced by Hill. Blocked quite literally by Hill. And here's Gladman. Yes! Suddenly they had a man over. And it was Clark who found him. And Gladman made full use of it. 2-1. But here's Kim Clark, and they've taken their goalkeeper off. It's an empty net at the other end. Both wards are on. Organ, 20 seconds. He hasn't got time for all that. Ward, neither has he. Gladman, he's got to get into the circle before he can shoot, though. And it came off feet, did it, but outside. 7 seconds left. Great stop, but it's not going to matter. The final, no, there is still 1 second left. And the reason that it stops is because a penalty corner had been given. And that has to be taken. The clock stops for it. But there's no way that the Firebrands can get the ball down the other end, so it doesn't really matter. The ball stopped with feet, quite deliberately, and we end with a penalty stroke. Well, it doesn't matter at all. The clock still says 1 second. But it gives Dick Clark the chance to score his 8th goal of this finals night. No doubt that his club, Tulse Hill, have won the Royal Bank of Scotland Indoor Club Championship. David Ward to face him. Going through the motions, you might say. and it makes the official score 3-1, and that is the end of that. Tulse Hill are the champions. The top scorer of the whole evening, Dick Clark, is the player of the tournament, and the brave attempt of Firebrands fails again in the final. Tulse Hill 3, the Firebrands from Bristol 1.